This is your WW3 news. Well, despite the arky-balak in Ukraine, as Putin said, if Europe wants a war, we're ready for it. And obviously, all these econs and neocons and warmongers are getting excited and having a wet dream over it. And most of the whole of Europe read every day on the newspaper, the threat is Russia for our democracy and all that shit. And a lot of talk of reintroduction of military service for conscription or draft. Amazingly, by coincidence, this thing appears very fishy. And obviously they're not telling us the whole story, because probably sooner or later Europe will go into war with Russia, because it's a question of resources in the Donbass. We're talking about $7 trillion of minerals of various types, and the whole of Europe can't piece that together. And obviously you hear NATO with this decapitation and preventive change regime in Russia, which is very extremely difficult. They have done it in Ukraine in 2014. The Mandama coup is all CIA and Western intelligence and European Union propped up by that, and in Soros and Victoria Nuland as well. All those swamp econs from Washington, basically. Well, what's going on? Trump has gave a last warning to the president of Venezuela. You don't resign, we shall attack you. It's already blocking the nation, which is has repercussions on the population itself. Their motive, they justify themselves to attack Venezuela, is these drug cartels. And these two small boats which had the crap blown out of them, you don't know whether they were vessels transporting narcotics or not. And these boats were over in territorial waters of Venezuela when they were attacked, or international waters. It's still an act of piracy, attacking for no motive an unarmed vessel of any type. And strangely enough, one of those politicians from the Honduras, I think it's the next Prime Minister or President, which was caught importing goddamn many tons of that stuff in America, has got 45 years of prison sentence, and Trump has pardoned him. And various other members of the so-called syndicate of the drug cartels, a lot of members of the Mexican bunch. It's a bit strange saying Venezuela, say, oh, they're the ones who are importing drugs into America. Well, 80% of these traffics are controlled if you don't believe it, by the CIA. Find hard to believe. Why it's like this? It's not just now they've been doing it for decades. They've been doing it even before the Vietnam War. It's all to finance the so-called non-official operations which they do overseas. The fact is, Trump wants Venezuela not because of this problem. There's more behind it. Venezuela is on the top of one of the biggest oil reserves in the world, and the second biggest reserve of gold as well, and God knows in many other materials. A country like this, reduced by the third world conditions due to these colonialist imperialist Trump and all that stuff, could have been a rich country, because these cowboys, they want to control everything. They don't want other countries which you don't follow their narrative to be a possible future problem. China and Russia and other countries like Iran and India that are falling in the sun of the West, economically speaking. And the fact is, they permitted these people to do it for many years. Now they wake up, now, oh, we're going to have to deal with this problem. It's going to be one hell of a problem you're going to deal with. And that will be probably called World War III.